Hello everyone, you're listening to Alternative Revelations with Linda Emanuel, and this is podcast number 74, and it's some updates. I usually don't do back-to-back podcasts, but I felt like this was important enough to tell the listeners what's going on. First, I have to say that if this resonates with you, so be it. If not, just disregard it. Now, people on Earth, we all have choices and we can change our mind. And the Alliance, instead of bringing the grid down at the last week in April, according to David Wilcock, and I'm going to leave his link, and according to Spirit, the Alliance has moved it up to this Wednesday, and we shall see. Now, what's going to happen is we won't lose power, but our internet may go out and our phones may go out because they're going to take down part of the 5G to the Alliance, and they are going to go out and arrest the criminals. They have sealed indictments for the last several years, and they're finally going to act. This is people in the military who are true patriots of our country. Now, this doesn't mean that all is well and all is over, because the Vatican still controls all the corporations, and they control all the money, the International Monetary Fund, the Federal Reserve, everything. They control the money all over the world. And I'm just going to give you a little scenario, a possible scenario. The Vatican and the Crown Temple in the City of London, the lawyers out there, they're all sworn allegiance, the bar in the Crown Temple. Also, the maritime courts that are all through our country are controlled by the Vatican and the Jesuits and the Crown Temple. So who knows if they bring these people to trial, federal, state, or local, whether they will be prosecuted. And also, this is my own thought, Trump has been compromised. He could pardon all these people. So who knows what's really going to happen. But it is up to us to go back to land jurisdiction. Get out of the slavery of the Vatican. The Vatican they still control all the banking. They also control the United Nations. They control everything. Their tentacles are long and deep and hidden. So that's the truth. We still need to get off our laurels and do our part. The military is putting their lives on the line, going out and arresting these criminals. And I'm gonna, if you do, I hope you do go listen to David Wilcock's link. Number 3, The Great Awakening. He exposes, and now this isn't just something from the creator, he has actual proof that Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, each between them financed $46 billion to create the coronavirus. They are behind it. They funded it. And I think on December 10th, a Chinese student who was from China and had worked in Harvard was transporting was taking vials back to China to unleash. Now, other couriers had gotten through. So I was correct when Creator told me that China did not know that they had this virus or mycoplasma unleashed on them, and they caught this person. He got caught trying to go through the airport going back to China with 21 vials of the coronavirus in his socks. And also Professor Lieber of Harvard was also arrested. He was part of it. Now, they found out that Bill Gates had funded these people on this research to create this pathogen. So it's a very interesting story, and that is probably, in my own opinion, that is probably why Bill Gates has fled the country. He resigned from Microsoft about a couple weeks ago, and who knows where he is. He might be out of the country and hiding. He might be on the run, but I have no idea if they've got warrants for his arrest. But he was caught red-handed funding this Harvard professor and creating this bioweapon. And chances are that a lot more people are involved than Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. And the coronavirus targets Asian men particularly. They have these certain receptors on their cells that other people do not normally have. So it did attack other people, but it was more geared to the Asian people. And the deep state and China do not get along. The deep state and China have been feuding. And from what he said in this video, that China will no longer do business with the deep state unless they trade in gold. So, China was attacked without their knowing. They did not unleash the bioweapon on their own people. This really disrupted their production, but now their production is back up to 95%. And it's really an interesting video. It's a 3-hour and something video, but you might want to watch it. I'm going to leave the links. So again, according to David Wilcock, and what I'm getting from Creator, is this Wednesday, the grids won't go down. We will still have power, but your internet may go really slow, and your phones might not work up to par. The alliance, which is our military, they're bringing it down. They're taking down the 5G. That's part of their agenda, but mostly they're going out to arrest these criminals who have done treason against us. But again, we're not off the hook. We are still slaves of the Vatican. They control the corporations. They have all this resources in our country. Georgetown, all these universities, St. Louis University and St. Louis, these are all Jesuit. They still have a presence in our country. And until we take our country back and go back to the law of the land where our ancestors, where we belong, until we get the maritime courts out of our country, we are all still in grave danger. We will not have a fair trial. We will be under corpus juris. Right now, we have no constitution. We have no Bill of Rights. You just have to do some research on this. It's all true. And one more thing I'd like to say, there still will be a food shortage for a year and a half through October and part of next year. Creator is telling me that's still going to happen. Now, this wasn't something that we created. This is something the Jesuits created by the corporations buying up all the farmland, bringing geoengineering to the weather, flooding people out, causing droughts in other areas. This is all man-made weather, and they're going to create a food shortage, and it's probably too late to stop that because last year's production was really bad in the Midwest because of all the flooding and the rain. So again, Creator did tell me, I asked if we weren't going to have a food shortage, and no, Jordan Maxwell is right on with that video. I put the link last podcast number 73. So back to the podcast. So again, I'm getting a lot of emails. I'm going to answer them. I have really had a busy day helping people do their paperwork, and I will answer your email if you sent it to me. I do care. I want to help you fill out your paperwork. And I forgot to mention this. You can also do a baby deed. You can bring your children back to the land when you do. There is paperwork you can fill out to bring your children back to the land. It's on Anna's website they call it a baby deed. And also Anna has it figured out how you can protect your property, what you own. So if you have questions, email me. Go to Anna Von Reit's website, AnnaVonReitz.com. Also the AmericanStatesAssembly.net. Learn how to correct your political status. And it's very important that we all do this together, that we get our country back. They are forming state assemblies and setting up grand juries to bring people to justice. And again, the maritime courts, they're all skewed to the Vatican. So even if they bring these people to justice, the judges are corrupt. The courts are corrupt. They're all controlled by the Vatican, the Jesuits, and the lawyers. They've sworn allegiance to the Bar Association, which is headquartered in the Crown Temple in the city of London. So their allegiance is elsewhere too. So we'll see how this all goes, and we'll see if Trump pardons them all. And it would probably start a revolution right there. So again, be aware, prepare, and be safe. And until next time, good night and God bless.